Welcome aboard, everyone.
What exactly is ALGOBOX, and why do our traders absolutely
double delta
love
EAM
it?
on the 4?
Michael Oathrew.
Double delta Y on 100.
Alrighty then, mic check, mic check. Let's get to it here this morning. We got the open coming out right now. Just came off of the high time frame divergence triangle and got a nice juicy dropout right there. Wanted to participate in that. Did not get in here quite fast enough here. Just a moment ago, had the double ready up for the pop-up here. And let's look for another pop-up somewhere in this area here. Here comes a bat with a ready up. I'm going to give that a shot here with the cross. See if I can get my first play of the morning here.
Double delta.
There we go. Targets filled. Wow. Easy one right off the bat there. PRZ cross all the way up into a shark after the ready up to the left. Then we got the ready up with the structure plus the cross. And remember, we are still sitting on moderate buy here this morning. That one happened really fast. Not too easy to walk you guys through on that one. High time frame. Again, look like this right here. Very nice. Trade number 1 out of 5 done here already this morning. 9:31. I apologize for my throat, my voice here. I am a little under the weather. Been having some of that wonderful weather change stuff going on, and definitely feeling a little bit of that. All right, so let's look for some more play setups here this morning. Trade number 1 is done. We're still within the first 5 minutes here. I'm going to turn on full auto here, and let's get the ATM set. All right, got full auto there to run for the first 5 minutes here. Just had a really great play set up there. Couldn't not pass that one up there on the manual entry. Oftentimes I'm sitting on hands for the first 5 minutes, letting the tools do the work on full auto. But I did override that one, just having to do with the time that I came in here this morning. Got 2 of the boys are sick as well. We were unable to attend church yesterday, but we had some home church and just trying to a little bit on the mend.
Double delta EAM on the 1.
Excuse me. All right, let me get the chat popped up here so I can see your questions. It is Mentorship Monday, so bring your questions.
Speed of YM 201. Speed of YM 201. Upper bands touch EAM on the 89. Double delta EM on the 4.
Morning, plutonium.
J hook long EM on the 1. Speed up YM 141.
Okay, I'm going to sell that.
Double delta
Overdone here. A lot of speed up. And I'll try to show you why here in just a moment. We're at R2. Let me turn this off here. Don't want it to interfere.
Target filled.
Pop it into R2.
Speed of YM 94. Enigma long on the EM1.
Oh boy, dadgummit. Wow, that was so fast. And wishing I had full auto on right there, didn't I? Mistake to override it there, huh, Vinny? Dude, this thing's about to take off. Oh, I'm gonna kill it. I'm gonna kill it. She's about to take off, particularly here. I'm gonna get back on looking at buy side here. The way that it's accumulating right up underneath that like that. So wanted to play that R2. Thought we'd have a little space, but the way it's keeping so tight up there, too risky. They're gonna go ahead and kill that idea. Nice little Enigma pop up there. Did not quite touch its target yet.
Divergence down EM on the
There it
30.
goes. Target's filled right there. Right into a cross. Now's the spot where I might... Okay, so now I'm going to re-engage that one more time. We got double cross right there. We just came in with a divergence as well on that R2 point up on the higher time frame. We got some ready ups in here. We don't have 3 ready ups. Normally I want to see 3. Got 2 on a king timing with double cross at the top.
Speed of
Looking for a little DCR pop there. Got 15 ticks, but don't know if I'm going to get any more there.
Enigma long on the EM1.
Yikes. All right. Too fast for me to react to that, unfortunately.
Upper bands touch EM on the 89. Touch EM on the 38. Speed of YM 110.
reversing.
One, two, three, four. We'll see if we get a 4 LDT
Upper bands
return
touching on the
up
38.
or not.
Speed of YM90. Speed of YM87. Speed of YM80. Speed of YM81.
Yeah, it's very fast right now. Very fast. Hard to react. Had several options in there. If I had kind of been on the stick, would have been able to play that better. Just not not quite feeling it, and it just happens to be a very fast action day here. We do have, remember, it's Thanksgiving week, so there's going to be less days in the week to trade as well.
Speed of YM51. Double delta EM on the 1. Enigma long on the EM1. Double delta EM on the 1.
Oh boy, so those could be a reversal point here. Got to get my finger over the close here real quick here if that doesn't turn into the super now that that is a double ready up reversal. Concern to be pushing down right here. We're currently still strong buy. I'm trying to ride that up, see if it's going to be a stair stepper.
Speed of YM51.
Okay, first time we've set to neutral now. All right, I'm going to kill it. All right, going to take the loss.
Double delta
Going to take the loss. Was off too many times there on those plays there, and now we stopped out behind both of these here. Bummer.
Double delta E
We have now crossed, so all four, no, three of the majors have shifted down here.
Speed of YM67.
Double ready up here. Might be an opportunity to retry one more time here. Smooth legs down. See if they catch the trap. One more time. I'll go full position there. Stop underneath the double readies. Here comes king timing.
Double delta E on the one.
Yikes. And a third. Okay. That is going to be trouble. That's 9. Not sure if we're going to get 10 out of it. There's 10. There's 24.
Speed of YM60.
All right, I'm just going to kill it right there. Back into positive territory. Had about 30 ticks there. Snapped down. Wow, how much did that snap down cost me? Are you kidding me? How much was the snap down? 8 ticks. Gave up 8 ticks on that snap down. Too solid. Back to moderate buy. We got a red rover over there on the left. Nope, back to neutral. Buy side. Waiting for the entry.
Speed of YM51.
Moderate buy. Reiterated.
Speed of YM54. DCDME on the 1.
Okay, double cross here. I'm going to go ahead and tap it for a DCR. See if we've got a zone right here. 11 ticks. See if we can get 20 out of it. We are on moderate buy side.
Speed of YM57.
Very interesting. Full break of that bat all the way to the bottom of the zone. No, gonna kill it. It went all the way back to sell side. So, man, that was really tricky. Came in, we had the red rover all the way up, but then we kind of did this little dance. Didn't go all the way back to strong buy, which tells me that we are possibly weak. And okay, I do have to try that at least one more time here as we come back through the crosses. Enigma to the long side, coming back in there. Went to the bottom of the zone, tapped. Wish I would have held it right there. Of course, closed out as it gave me the nerve rack, but we did go red. Had to stick to my rule. I don't want to say my rules, my standard operating procedures there. We know that can happen. One tick from my target there. I'll add to position here, see if we're going to get there. There we go, and max it out to be back to positive territory for a very rough and ugly trading morning there. Nice Enigma play there to get me back up into positive territory there, but that was definitely not great execution there this morning. Okay, here's 950. Let's see if we're going to get a big fat reversal short here. 940 to 950. Let's see if we can catch it. All right, I'm going to get short underneath this ready up here for the 940 to 950. Hopefully this ends up being the very first Enigma to lose here. My stop, where am I going to pick it? Probably right up above this zone there. If we're going to go above that zone, we've got the high of day targeted there. It's 950. We're looking at that 940, 950 reversal window here to see if the market is trapping them in up here. If this becomes a nice juicy Titanic zone with all those triple ready ups up here, we could start to come back down here now that we did shift. We tapped red once. Let's see if we're going to go now 940 to 950 10-minute window of reversal.
Double delta EM on the 1.
Another ready up here.
Double delta EM on the 1.
Lots of ready ups right here.
Enigma long on the EM1.
Another Enigma. That is going to be tricky. Very interesting zone right here. We are flat as flat can be right here. Hopefully these are the ones that fail out and we start to move down for a 950 reversal.
Double
go full position here. There we go. We also had the red dot come in on the 8s. If you guys have that on your chart there, you should have the red dot there as well for a structure.
Speed of YM91 touch EM on the 89.
And we'll close it there on the cross, close to the $400 superstition there on the Titanic zone reversal. All right, could have held it a little bit there to get my full 4K on the morning. You made the fastest $50 you ever made, 1.2 seconds. Very nice, very nice. Yeah, super fast there this morning, having to react pretty quick. Okay, we are on sell side to 13.4.
Speed of YM 126.
Try that one time. Don't like that. That looks like a trap down there, but we are sell side. Trying for the 13.4. For the continuation down, we'll see if it's going to go.
Speed of YM86.
I do not like the way that's moving right there.
Fib.em on the 8. Enigma long on the EM1.
All right, I'm gonna kill it. Okay, we got a super. I can't do it on a strong sell here. Want to, but I'm gonna try to stick to it. Have not been ahead of the game far enough to be able to do that right now.
Speed of YM87.
Moderate sell. Going to remember that spot there. Where was it? Right here. Back to neutral. Red dot again here on right at R2s on the 8s. See if we get a break of this bat.
Speed of YM59.
Nope, that held. So no piercer entry there either. Currently sitting in neutral, and this is the big warning that we are in the flat zone. 4 minutes till 10.
Enigma long on the EM1.
Still sitting in neutral here, waiting for a direction here for me before I start taking those.
Speed of YM55. Speed of YM55. Double delta EM on the 4.
Okay, we are sell side, waiting for an entry to go along with that.
Double delta EM on the 1.
There's a ready up. See if we can pop it up. Target. A lot of speed. There is a 10.1.
Double delta EM on the 1.
There's a double cross there. I'll start to initiate a short right here and see if that's going to scare anybody from getting short right there.
Double delta EM on the 4.
Neutral.
Speed of YM55. Double delta EM on the 8th.
There's my 4K. Hold to opposing signal. Alright, I'm not going to get caught being greedy there. I'm going to stick on my 4K at the bottom of that and wiggling. Did currently go sell. Need to look for an entry first. Also, we had the big ready up right there. If you saw that come in on your 9s, I couldn't really call that. It's too fast to talk to you guys about it, but I did see that right there off to the right. A lot of that was, remember, also the speed. We had a lot of speed going up into it. Racquetball play. Get them caught off sides, and here we come. I can tell I don't have enough days of data here. I'm going to quickly disconnect for a second. Disconnect, add 3 days of data. So we get Friday's data because this fiddle zone, I can tell we were not in the flat there. Don't think we had enough data there to tell me. Turn off the fiddle zone as well. Just want to see the flat. There we go. Okay, and now we are currently in flat. Very good. Just want to make sure that was accurate. On a Monday, you want to have 3 days of data on your charts. I did not do that there this morning. Nothing I did not do because I came in pretty quick and late there this morning. I'm going to go over here to turn off real-time protection. Make sure that is turned off. So your machine is running at its top. All right, just missed a 25 dadgummit. Okay, where's the re-entry opportunity? Back here at the white line.
Speed of YM81.
All right, trying to make sure I got my 4K there. There we go, 43.20. Got my 4K there this morning. Was definitely a battle. Up top on the, you had this on your 4s. You also saw this as well up here with me. How many of you guys saw that up there? Easy read. Sorry I could not walk you guys through it. It was too fast there this morning to be able to walk you through it. It's why you need the system on your PC. You need to make sure you've got it on your machine to be able to read through those. Multiple time frames. Mic check. Test 1, test 2. Okay, mic looks a little weird for some reason on the equalizer. right, coming out of the flat zone. Mic is good. Okay, thank you. Oh, I got you guys on the wrong screen. Sorry, I'm over here talking to you guys, trying to like, oh yeah, here we go. Do. The juggling act of the live stream. It's the labor of love.
DCDM meme on the 1.
Okay, a lot of collecting there, so we're gonna have a juicy potential right here. Let's grab the previous pivot into the middle of these crosses. That's 61 ticks. Now let's do F8 and let's go. So that means a potential 60 tick drop opportunity potentially here, all the way down to 44,772s if we stay on that red side. Watching right here to make sure that we have the correlated instruments with us, and we don't want it to happen too fast. We kind of want to grind. Remember, on a grind we do not rewind. If it's fast, we won't last, right? So let's see if we get a trade opportunity here. Also, let's look. I don't really have volume information on the left because I had to restart there. Okay. No worries. Okay, this might be it right here. We'll go ahead and start getting short here on the ready up. That position, I'll stop above that ready up right there. I'm actually going to go ahead and put my hard stop above that ready up because it could be fast and it's a little bit hard to see right here because of the congestion in this area. But that means they're all building up contract positions here. And that ready up is a little high now. Yeah, so be right about here for the proper deal there. So I'm risking about 865, we'll call it risking 900. And if we start here with this ready up, then again, drop potential is here. So if I kill that and bracket it instead, I'll show you what we're looking at.
Double delta RTY on the 4.
So a stop above the ready up. It's saying 785 now. I wanted it to be around 600. I think 65.
Double delta EM on the 1.
Oh boy, might get stopped out right now. I was about to show you what the risk, I was about to show you what the risk reward ratio was there on it. Well, another, and so this changes my risk here. 1, 2, 3 this time. Add bracket, and so stop above the ready up, and the target there looks like about 74-ish. So 4,000 reward, and about, is that 1,000 or 1,800? I can't read it. It's right on the red line. So what I'm hoping to see is, I want to see a bull trap. So these look like nice smooth legs up. That's good. And then I want to see it trap. I don't want it to see it grind up. I want to see it look like it's going up and then trap in, and then want to see the drop.
Double delta EM on the 1.
Okay, here's the ready up. Would like to add in here on the shark. Is at 16. Fortunately, that changes my stop now. Ready up is back here. So I've increased my risk there on that opportunity. Full position now at 16. So it's about a $6,000 winner target if it gets there. Add to position on the cross. Add on the cross, 10.8.
Speed of YM51. On the
and I'll close it out right there for 7,600 on a 20.2. I'm not going to stare that gift horse in the mouth. That could sometimes call a bottom. You got to be very careful with that. So hold to the opposing signal. Very nice play there. Let's do Control E. So yeah, best entry point was back there at the
speed of YM74.
Super Shark, literally a Super Shark. For the best entry right there at the top. Why was it a Super Shark? Because you had the ready up inside it, so that makes it the Super Shark for the drop, holding to the opposing signal there. And that was 69 ticks. I mean, that's a perfect number to turn around. That's what I hear. So there you go. 69 ticks for the grab. Remember, our original anticipation was the opportunity to get down to about 44 772s. Pretty darn close, pretty darn close.
Speed of YM67.
And there it is, and reached all the way there. You do not have to be perfect to be profitable. I always remind everybody of that.
Double delta EM on the 1.
A good read does go a long way, but is not absolutely necessary. Execution is greater than analysis.
Speed of YM75. Speed of YM75.
Okay. Let's talk about some teaching and training. Does everybody kind of... How many of you guys could see that trap? Could you see the bull trap setting up there? If you get good at seeing traps, it's going to go a long way for you. It's essentially when you roll back the tape, play the video back here, and go watch this section. Did it not feel like it was going to the long side? You have to ask yourself, what was the feeling?
Speed of YM55.
What did you feel? Did it feel long? Okay, well, if you felt like it was long, hundreds, thousands of traders around the world felt like it was going there as well. Yes. What did we have as a read that told us that they might be wrong? We had the MACD Ultimate that told us. We had several other items here that we saw the multi-accumulation scenarios right here. 3 wise men told us short. We start to come up, and we also saw the straight legs. We had the nice grindy legs down, grindy legs. It wants to keep grinding, but it's like, okay, too many people jumping on it right here. So it's like, let me fake everybody first. Nope, we're going back up, everybody. We're going back up, everybody. So we call that the bull trap, right? Bull trap. They're calling the bull crap. So you heard me say I'd like to see the bull trap right here, and it did. Especially if you are starting to, now I initiate the position a bit early here as I see the ready up. That's where I initiate my first position. I add in on the crab, and then I add in at the shark with the ready up, or if you want the perfect play right there for loading the boat on that final ready up where you get everybody jumping in. And it was a little tiny set, so you know it's retail, not the big guys as well, to tell you, all right, carnage, right? So looked like, felt like, up, come into a super shark, and then we get the big drop out there. Now from the higher time frames, we'd already, assessed like there was some opportunities for this to, potentially be the kind of the into that area there. Super early in the morning, the 950 was the perfect area there. Told us that, okay, we might make that pivot turn now. 940 to 950, we talk about that. This being one of the, some of our members just live on 940 to 950 reversal. Speaking of 940, 950, hold on, this is going to be, I want to get short here. We got
lower bands,
2 crosses into, give me a shark back. Okay, shark back play here with the cross. Yeah, I got to give that a shot here. Right at the back of the shark there. Stop back behind the red box. It did shift to neutral, so could be trapped down below.
Double delta EM on the 4.
All right, stopping out right there. No, coming at the back of the shark. So tried for the shark back. Wanted to see it pop down there.
Speed
might give it one more try here. All right, one more try there on the shark back. Terrible entry. They slipped me on the entry. So on a shark back, we want to be entered here, right? And if I just didn't chicken out on my stop out, that technically did not stop out. So mistakes. Poor execution right there. Perfect example again of bad execution. That did not stop out. If I had a hard stop instead of closing out manually, but there's the pros and cons of setting, and when the market moves that fast, it's kind of hard to react. Okay, so we get to target 1. It's not that many ticks here. Let's see if it's got any more juice left in it here. Well up on the day, so I can put on a little risk here. All right, I'll take me some 10 ticks and a little bit more there. 76.95 there on a little shark back with a cross play there. Not great execution, but enough to add to the kiddie pool. Whiskers loves the 940 to 950. The master of the 940 to 950 right there, Mr. Whiskers himself. Yeah, how'd you like that one today? Landed right there at 950. All the cool sign setups. There it was right there. So, I mean, look at that. Landing right there at your 950. Yes, please. Check, please. Just write me the check. Yeah, that's again, you don't have to play like I do, where I am down here on the lower time frames grabbing bags, you know, small, large, medium. You don't have to do that. You can set up, wait for the higher time frame plays, wait for those times of day for the play setup, but still use the system. Just make sure that you wait for the higher time frame play to come in, then enter in on the lower time frame. And then if you want to get bigger on those, or if you want to hold them longer, there are other ways to play. People come here think you do not have to play my way. You do not have to take as many trades as I do. I still try to limit myself to, verbally and mentally. My standard operating procedure is a 5-trade setup there, and within those 5 trades, I want winner, winner, chicken dinner. But then when you get to a point where you have been doing this for a very long time, you'll get a feel for it, right? You can keep driving your car. Those standard operating procedures are what, even myself, even when I come in every day, it's still mentally, I am SOP, 5 trades, winner, winner, chicken dinner. If I go outside of the standard operating procedures, you know why, right? There are setups or situations that will occur, things will change if the market speed is good, etc., that might keep you in to continue to play. Or in the scenario where I'm on a live stream and you guys want to see more trades. So for me, I have the extreme pressure that you guys don't have.
Double delta EM on the 1.
Turn up the mic a little bit. Yeah, we can turn it up a little bit. There we go. Test 1, test 2, test 1, test 2. Is that better? I'm probably talking a little softer today. My throat's all jacked up and my nasal passages are not in the ideal.
Enigma short on the EM1.
All right, so I'll go ahead and take a shot at this. Was at 17.3. Go half position. Stop will be back there behind the ready up. Got a super moonshot short here. Don't like that we just crossed into moderate buy, so that's going to be a problem. Nice straight leg here. You know me, I don't believe the straight legs. I always want to play against those, so I'm going to pull this all the way into a moon touch, letting me get nice and deep on that. All right, it's going to let me get to 8,000 on the day there for that one. I'll peel it just because, yeah, I mean, I see 8,200 on the boards. I'll take it. 8,230 there this morning. What's that? 1, 2, and 3 ups. Where did they start that? They went up, up, and up a decent amount. I wonder if we're going to keep going up there on that, going back into that Titanic zone. Yeah, you notice the trolls never show up on the big days, right? They always like to show up on We're having... Oh no, it's a red day. Oh, all the trolls got to come out. All the trolls got to come out to play. Oh, had a red day on Friday. Ooh. Oh no. They don't show up on the $10,000 days. Which there are plenty of them lately, have you noticed? Okay, are they going to bull trap again up here? We are... It's not as juicy as before. We have moderate buy right now, so... And it's been on the moderate buy side. So I can't expect that we just turn back down again. We didn't have as easy a read as we had earlier. Okay, Cypher was respected to the long side already. We are in the flat zone, so we really should just kind of be sitting on hands here, just waiting. Gonna be wiggly rubber band here.
Double delta EM on the 1.
Okay, got to ready up here into some reds. And we're neutral over there, so I do want to start initiating a short. Into R2. Talk about it here in just a moment. Currently neutral. Nope, just went back to moderate buy. A lot of speed up there. 14.8 and a 14.7. Wow, doubling up here. Okay, it was not what I expected it to be, so I gotta look for the exits here. Alright, I'm gonna kill it. No, something's up. Something is coming up. We hit strong buy, so they may be continuing long here. I'm actually gonna get long, and this is weird. Just hang with me here. I'll try to walk through it here in just a moment. We went strong buy. Now we're sitting on moderate buy. I want to see if we can pop back to strong buy one more time there with all four instruments. If all four instruments are deciding to get, yeah, there it is. So all to the strong side. Let's see if they're going to
Speed up
wiggle it and pop it
IM54.
and create a, is that high of day right there at 44915s. So double cross, double move here would be F8 for the shortest leg, would be there to the gold line potential.
DCDMEM on the 1.
Alright, there's the 19.4. And not quite too high of day yet, but wanted to keep on to my 8K there. Let's see. 19.4 could be a reversal spot right here. Very tricky to read here. Come up here to the highest time frames. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Top left. So we go through that 12. If we keep going, so jackknife, if that's a jackknife, then we've got $45,050s. 45,050s. Way up there. Okay, we got a 3 wise men here, and we're just under the high of day. This time of day is a good time to break through that, so I'm going to go ahead and engage on a full position here, see if we can get to 10K here on a 3 wise men long with moderate buy. So we are on buy side here. Okay, adding on another cross here at the bottom. Let's see if we're going to get that pop up. Or they're going to fake me here. They might have faked me. They were so close to the high of day. This time of day is often one that we do go ahead and reinitiate and get a new one. But that, man, they might have just caught me there, huh? Let's see. So bottom left. Couple of ticks from the high of day. End of day, this does that reverse. I thought this time of day would not think we would do that. Okay, we have lost our buy side. We ended up coming all the way back to neutral. That's not good. 2 on me. Okay. All right, I'm going to go all the way here and see if it's going to go. If not, I gave it up on a high of day push and had a bad read.
J-hook long EM on the 1. Speed of YM59. Enigma short on the EM1. Speed of YM66. DCDM EM on the 1.
Reversing.
DCDM EM on the 1.
All right, I'll take 20 ticks on the bottom side. Very tricky plays going on in there. So they faked the high of day. We got the saving grace to the upside. We had the division of the two crosses, which tends to be a short to begin with, and we added to it because we had the cluster right there. I ended up reversing my position there. It was still a loss into it. I had pulled half, had to reverse and went short here into that juice. Very tricky plays there. A lot going on there. Those are ones you can't really walk through and talk through that. It's just too hard. You have to react in real time. It's the video game. Wish I would have held that all the way through. There's my full 10K all the way down on that. Yeah, so tricky. So we try the original to go and start to break that high. The 19 ended up being a reversal, which normally we do. However, just, I don't know why I didn't just pull the reversal on that. Stop out would have been there. I think I was just getting greedy on it. Looking back to the left and going, okay, so what was I thinking right there? I know what I was thinking. It's this time of day. This would be a good time to set a new high of day. They rested it up right underneath it by a couple of ticks. I think they used that to get more to jump in, and there were quite a few. Got a lot of retail amounts, but there was this big one right here that really kind of is like, okay, maybe they are going to protect their position there on that, but it did not. Ended up dropping out there. I added to my position here on the first cross. I added on the second cross. And then when the multi-cross with the shark came in, this was my big add there. Coming up, we got the back of the, this cross split. I've just seen so many times. This cross split ends up being a reversal almost every single time. So went ahead, pulled half, debated it for a minute. I love that it stayed there for a minute. Gave me the time to think about the reversing when the secondary set. And we got a cluster right here. Came in. I felt better about going ahead and full reversing it. So cluster ended up being the short play there and the nice dropout. Woulda, shoulda, couldas. Wish I could have held it out a little bit longer than that. I pulled it at 25 ticks. Looking at my P&L, just straight up, just like, okay, I wanted to hang on to my 8K. Worked hard to get there this morning. Yeah, but there was a full 10K there if we hold out to the bottom of that channel. Very difficult, very tricky to do all of that. You don't have to do all that. Again, just play normal stuff. Play your sharks, play, just standard up here. Instead of trying to read through the market, if you just play a 19.4 reversal, would have been better than trying to fight all of it like I did there. Level 19, you guys, if you, we haven't seen 19 in a while, actually. I can't remember last. When was the last 19 we saw? 19 or 20? Yeah, we just, look for a reversal in there. Not a full reverse. It's not like, oh, you're going to get this giant reversal every single time, but we're looking for 10, 15, 20 bag on the low time frames, right? Pardon me. Sorry for my nasaliness here this morning. Okay, so we've been on about an hour and 15 minutes, so maybe another 15 minutes or so here to see if we can get to that 10K. I want to remove all. No, let's just clean these up. We still might need that zone. That was a Titanic zone from before. So do we continue down? Those are some very smooth legs to the downside here. Smooth leg, smooth leg, smooth leg. So you already know I don't trust that. We are moderate buy side, so I would be looking for a buy first. Just simply looking at the MACD Ultimate, finger over the buy. More smooth legs. Okay, back to neutral now though, so fingers off the triggers here for a minute.
Double delta EM on the 1.
Okay, first ready up. I'm going to go ahead and give this a shot long here real quick. Gonna get to try too much here, but we'll see if we can get 10 or 15 out of it.
Double delta EM on the 4. All right, you grab some 8,700 on that grab there. Quarter position, 8,700 on the day. Working our way toward that Kincaid. Wow, Kincaid? Did I just say Kincaid? Kincaid. Working towards that 10K. Double delta EM on the 1.
Kind of an easy one. Oh, 10 grab bagger. And this is, you can just do these, folks. It's, you know, just take the easy plays if you want. You don't have to try to read the markets on higher time frames. You do not have to do that. If you get good at it over time, sure, you can do more, but just wait for the plays. The Super AO, that's right. Let's label it up. Because they're giving us time to do so, right?
DCDM EM on the 1.
Okay, I'm going to initiate a short right here. Oh no, we're on buy side. What am I doing? Nope, killing it. I thought we were red. Whoops. No, we went green there. Peeked our head over a green here. So we might have a gold line target up above us. I'm going to go ahead and reverse that idea and target up there at the gold line for the target for a DCDM with the trap potential back here and the next double cross for a double cross double move into the gold line target right there, which could potentially get me to my 10K target here. Let's see if that's the one. Rack a bracket on it. Yikes, back to neutral here. Let's see, I'm going to put my stop underneath the crosses here. It's getting quick here. May end up orking me here. Let's see. Oh, boo. So went green, back to neutral. Too floppy. What happens? It gets sloppy. We're inside of that fiddle zone, so it's going to be sloppy. So potential for a retry still there. If we pop back green, then we will. Retry there at the lines 44, 8, 24s. Man, that was dirty. That was so dirty. We get up there to moderate buy just for a second and got green rovered. One, two, three. Okay. Like 4. Let's see if we're going to get a 4 LDT here with a super shark. Don't like that we are back on red for that thought. Wishing that was neutral or green. Okay, see if we get a doggy head. Okay, there's a doggy head. Give it for 4 LDT inside of a super shark here.
Double delta EM on the 1.
No, let's kill it. I don't know what's going on right there. I wanted to see if we could pop it up out of there. It went 10 ticks, then a secondary ready up. That's kind of... It's neutralizing that idea there. So let's just watch it here. We're sitting in neutral, so we don't have full read on it. We're not quite outside of that fiddle zone either. We went now back to red side. Okay, so that's an easier read now.
Double delta RTY on the 4.
On RTY. Okay, so RTY is showing me clustering. Does everybody see clustering on RTY? So this tells me we're going to have a grinder today. So very concerned, unless this is clustering. Let's see, what time is it? For the time of day. No, it went all the way through all that. So we've got clustering that I have seen on, it's on the 4s, lower time frame. So whatever this says, and in that direction, not my favorite style of day to play. It's going to be harder. I mean, it was already kind of hard this morning. But now the afternoon is a grinder potential. Now, knowing that could be pretty awesome. It depends. I know I have just not spent that much time riding grinders. I'm more of a trap player. I'm very good at identifying traps, but those traps are not as strong and don't have the follow through when we have these grinders. So what I have seen is a grinder. Can anybody please look over your other charts and post into Discord if you have seen any others, or is that the only one? I'm going to scroll through Discord, see if anybody else already posted one or not. Okay, we have reached, we've been here at 90 minutes, so let's talk about some training. Let's go through some training, teaching, talking. Let me answer, please speak English if you're going to come in my chat. If you speak some other language again, we'll just remove you. Please be respectful of the language. I know, you want me to be respectful of your language. I'm sorry. This is an English-speaking deal. Be respectful of the room. Speak English or get out. Real simple. Use your translator. No, you use a translator. I don't have time. All right. Okay, you do see clustering on the NQ as well. Yeah, thank you for that, Noob. All right, Noob Sabat just showed this over. And yes, we see multi-clustering right there. So that means grinder is on. That is going to be difficult. Let's talk about a few things. Let's go to, first I'll go in the Ask Vinny questions section because we had some good questions from some folks that we wanted to talk through anyway. So let's go there. If you want, would like your question answered anytime, if you like come up with a question during the week, hop in the Ask Vinny questions section and we will, well, it used to be called Ask Vinny Questions. Now it's just Ask Questions because multiple people can answer that as well now. Let's pull this over. All right, here we go. Question for Monday. Coming into Thanksgiving week, but there will be some big economic news on Wednesday. Can you share your experience on what to expect this week? Light volume, more volatility, even lighter volume while the market waits for GDP, unemployment, or is it business as usual? Monday and Tuesday, while Wednesday acts like a Friday with a big news event, or is it a time, or is it a take the week off and be with family, maybe some practice? Okay, a lot going on there. First of all, I appreciate the question, enlighten, but your question actually gives me the answer that I have always said. This is a type of stuff why I invented ALGOBOX to begin with. Listen to me, because I hate this stuff. I hate all the speculation. I hate all the, well, maybe it could be this, maybe it could be that, maybe it could be this, maybe they're going to do this, all that, da 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 da. Here's why I invented ALGOBOX. I don't care. I don't care. If I can sit down at the desk and I've got the time, great. If you don't, that's great too. What's awesome is it doesn't matter. Now, historically in this week, you would think, okay, well, you know, nobody's going to be on the boards, but everything changes all the time. You got algorithmic trading that comes in now. Half the people are not even people in the pits anymore, so that really doesn't matter. Now, because there's low volume, people think, oh, with low volume, it's not going to move. That's false. In fact, it's the opposite. When there is low volume, you have the most amount of movement. Yeah, I'm going to let that one sink in for just a moment because that sounds so counterintuitive to everything you've ever read on Twitter. Because Twitter's full of the gigantic SHITTER. They sit on Twitter and tweet all day because they can't trade. Okay, that's just how it is. And they need a safe space to pat each other on the back and throw out their trading tropes. And, well, you know, trading's hard. Do. It was probably this. It was probably that. We don't speculate. Don't have to. Okay. Let's see. This might be the spot we reverse here. What is the currently neutral? Okay, so I'm going to wait until that shows me a direction before I start playing that. But this could be the reversal. We got a double ready up here. So does this double ready up have anything to do with what week it is? Do we care if it's Thanksgiving week? Do we care if it's there's days off or anything like that? Does it care? Nope. That's what's great. Do you want to swim in water or mud? That's a very good one. Mo. Yes, I've used that example before, right? What's easier to go through? It's easier to trug through thin water, air even. The thinner it is, the easier it is to go through it. Okay? Think about what I just said, okay? Because you're gonna, it's contradictory to everything you know. You're having cognitive dissonance right now. No, oh, Vinny, it moves on big volume. No, it doesn't. I can't trust the move if it doesn't have volume behind it. Yeah, you're stupid. Okay, listen. You keep believing that nonsense. It's not how things work. It's not how the real market works. It's how the Twitter works. Okay, that's what people are like. Oh yeah, it's got to have volume behind it. No, it doesn't. No, it don't. Okay. So the question, what would happen this week? In my opinion, again, everything I say here is obviously my opinion. I don't care. It doesn't matter what it is, what it isn't. Take your time off, don't take your time off. Come play, don't play. The speed is everything. It's going to tell you what the speed is right over here on your psychology module. If you want to turn it on, like right now, it's valid speed. So we got decent speed right now. So I can trade right now in these minutes. I play the video game to play the video game. If you want to trade it a different way, you want to philosophize about the market and have philosophy class, there's plenty of Twitter for that. We come here to execute. Execute over analysis. Execution is greater than analysis. If you're playing with ALGOBOX, we just care about execution. Let the tools do the analysis in real time. You see a structure. You see a order flow event. Trade opportunity exists. If it's not, then it's not. Okay, still sitting there on neutral. I was like, okay, we're going to get this triple ready up reversal here. That's always my first thought is triple ready up is a reversal, right? Look for a high time frame to come into play. Do I have something on a higher time frame? I do. We just touched the bottom of the Bollinger. So if this is a Bollinger Band touch and a pop-up, this could be a very large 40, 50 tick move up, even if it just did one of those. Like we could continue to go down. However, right now on one of these, I would be looking for that. I don't like the speed. It feels very slow, even though it says it's valid. It's literally at the lowest it could possibly be. 30 for me is the crossover point, whether it's valid or not. So super slow. We also just got the warning that it's a grinder right now, so
on the 4.
we want to play in the direction of the MACV Ultimate only. So I could probably just put this over here to the right so I can see this. Whatever direction this says, we're looking for plays in that direction. Right now it's neutral, which means nothing. Okay, no trades. So yeah, as far as any of that taking off or trading or not trading, there could be an amazing set of trades going on here, because like, let's say that if you're right that nobody's going to be playing, or that there's less people playing this week because people are out, then you're going to have more trade opportunities because there's the thinness of the market. You could just have these big moves. So you would maybe want to be involved in that, right? So there's the philosophy question. I don't really have one. Does that answer that question? Account sizing for live trading. What are the pros and cons of opening an account with a capitalization of 50K versus 25K? Oh, this was a good question. Yes, I wanted to answer this one. This one came in the other day. I said, oh yeah, put that in the ask question so we could talk about it today. So he's saying capitalization 50K versus 25K or smaller. Is the system strategies optimized for total available capital size depending on the amount, or does it matter? Okay. I realize this may be two separate questions. It's fine. One regarding initial capital outlay and one regarding the functionality of the trading system on initial capital outlay. Okay, so he realizes there's multiples. That's fine. That's why I said put it in here so we can talk about it, because I can't answer this over text appropriately. We would want to, have a chat out here. Pros and cons of an account size of capitalization of 50K or 25K or smaller. So first of all, more money is better than less money. Do I need to? I mean, generally, is 50K or 25K better? I don't know. You guys tell me, chat. Is 50K or 25K better? Just not for trading, but dude, if you got 50K, you are, I mean, I play with 50K. I think it's the ideal. Now, going beyond 50K, let's talk about that, because it's weird. You gave the cusp, okay? You gave the absolute cusp. The question should be more that, is there advantage to having 100K? So let's talk about limits. First of all, let's see who knows the answers to this question. And please don't cheat. Don't go Google it or whatever. Let's see what you actually know. And don't look at your neighbor's answers either. Just type in the chat. What is your current understanding? What do you know is the limit for, what is the maximum number of contracts allowed to be traded on the Chicago Mercantile Exchange by a retail trader? What is the maximum number of contracts that can be opened at any time for a retail trader without having a seat on the exchange? Or 3 of the nerds. Why do I say 3? The N, the R, and the D. The NASDAQ, the Russell, and the Dow. What is the maximum number of contracts that can be traded for NASDAQ, Russell, and Dow? Type it there in the chat for me. And then if you know the difference, what is the limit for the ES? And I've taught this lesson before, so I know some of my guys, oh yeah, you guys are getting good answers. Okay, but today's the day to solidify it in your mind. I see 50 and 100 coming in the chat. You're mostly right. But I want to make sure we draw the line. The CME is a Chicago Mercantile Exchange that everybody exchanges contracts on the futures markets as of right now. Now, does everybody know that they're thinking about moving that to Texas? Whoop!
Lower bands touch.
Another thing I don't like about them moving it to Texas, that means it's going to bring all the idiots who are up there in Chicago down to Texas, and they start voting blue, and you know what to do, okay? I'm just saying. Keep your political garbage out of Texas, thanks. Okay, anyhow, so off of the PSA, public service announcement, max contracts for the CME. So we care about the nerd, right? Now we'll talk about others. And the nerd, that is the NASDAQ, the ES, the RTY, and the Dow, okay, which is YM. Don't even get me started. I still don't know the history on why the Dow starts with Y. No idea. Okay, don't know. But those are your 4. So for the N, the R, and the D, it is 50 contracts. And I wish I hadn't pressed that. Lost my blackboard. Okay. So 50 is the magic number. Okay, 50 contracts, most. Max. Because that is the same for crude oil, gold, as well.
Lower bands touching on the 38th.
Somebody check me on that. Can somebody check max contracts on gold and crude oil? I believe it's 50. Unless it's is it the 100 also? I get those mixed up. But ES equals 100. Bonds, the Z's, 100. DS, all those, 100. The guys with the super thick markets, okay, they'll let you trade 100 on those. Everything else, it's 50. So if 50 is the maximum number of contracts, how much money do I need in my account to trade 50? If I went all the way 50, and we'll talk about, well, Vinny, why is your max 40? We'll talk about that. I have a mental max for me, 40. Okay, a lot of reasons for that. Also, slip click to accidentally end up popping over and hitting the 50, all that kind of stuff. You can get up to 50, but I just don't want to get that close to it. And sometimes I slip click. There's all kinds of things around it. So I just mentally have that barrier at 40. I'm a big, everything I do is sets of 40. Has to do with number 40 of trial in the Bible. Everything from the way that I work out to the way that I run my life to the way that I run my contracts is 40. Okay, max number of trial that I'm going to play with something is 40 for me. Okay, now off of that philosophy, the question was, is there an advantage to being at 50K or 25K? So here are the numbers. So if you're on a discount broker, which everyone should be unless you're stupid, like ICT or any of his Muppets, then you're retarded. Then you can go over there and do a TD Ameritrade and pay $18,000 a contract. It's retarded. Or $13,000 for ES. You know the drill. Okay. So, but normally, normal people with a brain, you're paying $500 a contract for the majority of all your contracts. But these down here, some others, like crude oil and gold, you're paying $1,000 a contract, including for the NASDAQ. Under most circumstances, because I know what you're going to say. Well, what about when the market gets super volatile? They'll bump that up to 2,000 or 2,500. Yes, during volatile events, because your broker, being a discount broker, they are giving you additional leverage when the market conditions are normal. But when market conditions are abnormal and they're super high, because you're basically playing on their margin, that's how it all works, and they have to close out at the end of the day. There's all that kind of stuff. Intraday margin that you guys get is different than maintenance margin, which is required by CME at the end of the day, type of thing. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. If you don't know all that stuff, just go look at the history of it. But why? These are the main things you need to know for me to answer this question. I'm going to teach you a full history lesson on all that here today, but I am going to give you enough for you to know why I'm answering this question this way. $1,000 a contract for which ones? Yes. Okay. So I'm going to put a red dot for $1,000 contract for CL, DC, NQ. Most discount brokers, these three have, in theory, why they do it. I can't talk for them, but the theory goes that they do it at $1,000 a contract that you need to have in your account to cover him, is because they're more volatile. So the more volatile, the higher this number is. So would you consider ES and ZB and ZS volatile? Not really, right? These are the least volatile. That's why they move so slowly. So they're less volatile. So less volatile equals less margin. So they're only $500 a contract. And sometimes there's some crazy ones out there. How many of you guys have seen ES where they're like, now there's a kick to it, like they'll say less margin, but then they increase the commissions, but you're like, oh yeah, sign up for that $300 or $400 margin, right? I've seen that on some brokers that shall be unnamed. $400. They're like, oh, we'll save you an extra $100. Like, dude, if you're playing that low, like really, in my opinion, you shouldn't be playing at all. I've seen as low as $300 a contract for the ES. Okay, but they know that they're just, they're penny pokering it, just trying to get the guy who's going to blow their account anyway. Let's be honest. If you need that low of a, or it's still capped. Here's the thing. What's funny is even though, so you're like, oh well, then I can trade more contracts. No, you can't. Because guess what? The cap is still there, which is why I started with this to begin with. 50 contracts for most, 100 for others. So if the max contracts for ES is still 100, what's the point in lowering the margin per, right? It's like, again, it's a gimmick. It's a sales gimmick. It's fine. Whatever. Just know, okay? Just know. Have knowledge. And then make your decision. At the end of the day, whatever you want to do what you want to do. You're asking me my opinion. So I'll inform you and tell you why. So pretty simple division numbers after that. So if it's $500 a contract and I can trade 100, I know this is going to break some ICT trader brains that they don't have, but let's pretend for a second that they do. That's where the number comes from. Okay, so you, at absolute max, you got to have 50K on the line to do 100 contracts. Let's let that sink for a minute. Make sure you know. $50,000 to do 100 contracts. Right. Think about it. Okay, cool. We good? All right. 50K is the max you need for ES. So at what point would 100K ever be desired? Okay, because he didn't ask that question. But the max that you would ever need trading a futures a contract account would be 100K. Why? Because on any given one of these, you can only hold 100. So at $1,000 a contract, it would be 100,000. However, there you're like, well, what you're saying there's never Vinny? Well, let's say that you wanted 100 contracts of crude, 100 contracts of gold, and 100 contracts of NQ. Well, then you would need 300K. Follow that if you're going to run the full max on it. Okay, I'm just telling you what it is. I'm not saying there's no circumstance under which you wouldn't want more. Yes, there is. Okay, if you were going to trade 300 contracts, 100 across each. Remember, it's the 100 contracts is per instrument on these. Okay, but it's 50 on the NASDAQ. So let's scratch that. I shouldn't have put that on the NASDAQ because it's not. For NASDAQ, the max is 50. Which means the max for this is how much? For NASDAQ, if you're trading NASDAQ only, then the max is 50K. But let's say that you have 50 contracts on the NASDAQ, but you want to throw in some contracts on the ES. You see what I'm saying? Like there's a need for more potentially. So the answer to your question is, again, it depends. If you're already ready to play that high though, you're coming to my room and asking this question when you're new and whatnot. Like, okay, I'll give you the answer now. But you don't have to start really worrying about this stuff until you start becoming a big dog. And you start throwing down big dog numbers, which you shouldn't when you first start out. Okay, really, you just shouldn't, and you don't need to. You can do quite well with a small amount of contracts because of the leverage. Each contract that you're holding on the ES has a notional value of $220,000 plus just for ES. And those numbers are different for each instrument, but think about that. If one contract, notional value, what you're controlling, what I'm going to call what you're controlling, go look up the definition of this. What is the notional value of a contract? Go Google that, whatever. And it's just give an example of ES. And these fluctuate depending on what the price of the market is. Okay, so just know that I'm doing a bill day here, approximately $220,000 as of the last time I looked. So think about that. That means that you, with your little $500 for one contract, is $220K. Isn't that weird to think about? What are you controlling? You're risking your, I'm going to call it risk capital. You're putting your $500 margin out there to control $220,000 when it moves up or moves down a few ticks. That's the leverage that is happening behind futures contracts. This is not to be confused with options. Options is a whole different animal of controlling 100 per blah, 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 blah. Futures contracts, okay? Notional value of a contract. Each one is different. If you really want to get into it and go study all that stuff, you absolutely can. We focus on the video game. So to know how much you need, is there a difference between 25 and 50K? Obviously there is. But when you're talking about max, or you're trading on a single instrument or whatever, you'd have to expound on your question. Okay. This is what I mean by like people don't even know what they're asking most of the time. Like they know what they think they're asking, but if you ask somebody who actually knows, it's like, well, there's more to your question. How many instruments are you talking about? Okay. But I'm just giving you the facts, and then you should be able to now come to your own conclusion on how big your account size should be. Up to you. What do you want to do? How many are you going to trade at a time? What size are you going to do? What's your target? You're going to try to make $10,000 a day, $20,000 a day, $50,000 a day, $100,000 a day? What kind of lifestyle are you trying to create? Let's see. So the question was between 25 and 50K. Okay. But then you said or smaller. Unfortunately, it's really more important on the bigger. Psychologically, the smaller you go, the harder it is. The bigger it is, the psychology part is easier. Okay, now, next question was, is the system strategies optimized for total available capital size depending on the amount, or does it matter? Okay. So you're saying, does my system trade a 50K or a 25K account better? Okay, well, 50K is the minimum for full auto, right? And that's just a single item. One strategy, 50K is the minimum if you've been paying attention to the videos, but most people don't even watch all the videos. They just come out here and start swinging on day one for whatever reason. They're like, I got it. Okay, bro. 50K is the minimum just for a single full auto in platinum. No, that's not enough money to trade. Full auto. Now, my system though, what is my system? My system is flexible based on what the individual wants to run. This trader said 25K on YM. Can you explain why you said 25K on YM? Oh, because you're saying the max? Yes. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, because the max on those because you can only do 50 contracts. Yes, 100%. Sorry, did I say that wrong earlier? Yeah, I might have. So back to that whole, like, what do you need? Right? What do you absolutely need? Really up to you. You plan on playing the full size? Kind of up to you. So is the system strategy optimized for total? It doesn't. The way that I play the markets, I have a set of strategies. Like, why do I choose my toe in the water, quarter position, half position, full? Is based on that account size, right? I choose my account size based on what I want to do in the markets and how much I want to make. Yes. You think the notional value of ES now is like 300,000? Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, especially because where we're at all-time highs. Right, markets have just been up and up and up. The reason, because I want to talk about this here. Everybody's like, oh, the markets are doing so good. Joe Biden did it. No, this is inflation. Does everybody understand that? The market is up, dude. You know what? I'm gonna lay this gauntlet down right now. Post this around. Vinny said this. There it is. I'm dropping the gauntlet. This is the gauntlet drop right here. Markets are not doing well. Businesses are not doing well. Laying off left and right. In the middle class, you're basically going to have the extreme wealthy and the extreme poor here in America soon, where it will be hard for people to buy and sell stuff at all, in my opinion. Yeah, they're not doing well. It's inflation. It's an inversion because they have printed money. Therefore, your money is worth less. So therefore, it costs you more to hold the stock. Interesting, yes. That is my opinion. That's where I'm dropping my gauntlet. That's what's going on. Okay. 2 separate questions as far as that goes. Let's see. Did I answer that question enough? Capitalizing depending on the amount, or does it matter? I mean, it does matter. There is a minimum on that as well. So you didn't ask about the minimum though, but I think you guys know that, right? Like what the minimum would be. Like, why do I say 2,500 is the absolute minimum? So 2,500 is literally just taking a division of $500. So the lowest that you can go is $500 a contract. Okay, I know, with the exception of the stupid ES, blah, blah, blah. But, you know, in general, at 500. But this doesn't allow you to trade the NASDAQ at 5 because I'm looking at increasing my trade size from trades 1 through 5 to allow me to trade 5 contracts. My style, my personal style.
Double delta EM on the 1.
So it's 5 times 500. That's where it comes from. I gotta trade 5 contracts. I don't really have to, but I'm just saying, like, enough to, like... It's like, how many of you guys have traded micros before? You walk away and you're sitting there, you got $12, and you're like, well, I got $12. Okay, I don't know. It's just weird for me, right? At $12, like, I made 12 bucks. Put a 0 on it, maybe 120. Okay, like... You're walking away with a micro at $12. Like, what are you playing for? Well, with some skin in the game, dude. That's the same as just not trading. So I don't know why everybody's like, oh, I gotta trade some micros. No, you don't. Not helping your psychology, all that kind of BS. In my opinion, maybe it is. That's debatable because I hear you. Right, love you. But you're like, and maybe it is. Maybe $12 is a thing. I don't know. But yeah, to make some real money, I think you need to throw some contract size at the markets. You need to have some confidence in your play setups that you're going to do well, kind of thing. Then you would need that, right? So minimums, maximums, is there any advantage? No, the system is not tailored. The code is not tailored for a specific set of account sizes. This has to do with how much money you want to make is your size and how much willing you have. I mean, there's a lot of things that go into that. It's a personal thing on how much you're willing to risk, how much you have to throw at it, how confident you are in your ability to trade, etc. I think the trading industry stuff has kind of given a it feels like it's less important to trade well. I don't know why that is. Well, I do know why it is. It's because it's become so cheap to be able to, run with the trader funding programs, which is great. In fact, if you're going to use one, I still think Apex is the best as far as, well, a lot of factors. So if you want Apex, you want the cheapest discount offer, always use code ALGOBOX to make sure you're getting that with Apex. But, when you can trade, multiple accounts, I think it makes it so that you're not really focused on trading one account really well, because you're like, oh, well, I'll blow that account out. I'll just do the next one tomorrow. Okay. I mean, there is that. Let's see where the other questions in the Ask Questions section. Okay, if I missed a question from the YouTube chat, go ahead and pop it back there in the chat again. I'll try to answer additional questions there. Let's look at how the grinder is doing here. Oh, that was a nice juicy super AO. Anybody get that super AO right there? So got the super moon short target one. I like to write in caps, sorry. Target's filled. Then at its target, we get a level 12 AO, super AO long. So this kind of comes back to the whole point of like, does it matter to me what's going on in the market? If it's Thanksgiving week, Christmas week, any of that kind of stuff. It's personal. Can we trade in any of it? Yeah. Trade the Canadian peso? Is that a thing? Is it really? Is there a Canadian peso? Is that right? I don't know. Okay. The grinder. So it's going to be tough here on the grind. As we already saw, we're in that grinder. It's going to be tough. This is a time where I'd be like, okay, just sitting out. This is also a time of day when, not the greatest set of trades here. We're going to be, it's like 11:30, midpoint of the day. The morning session, the late afternoon session has the, in my opinion, the best movement. If you're going to trade in the middle of the day, yeah, you just got to hold your trades longer, got to wait longer. I like to make, it's kind of like the hourly rate, right? Do you want to make a lower hourly rate or a higher hourly rate? Well, you're going to make a higher hourly rate if you're trading well during the beginning of the day where the ticks are coming in faster. Heard the term Arctic Mexico before.
Double delta EAM on the one.
Love to hear what you think about the Tick platform. I genuinely don't know too much about it. So tell me, what do you like about Tick? I don't know. And I don't know why y'all are calling them platforms. Why are they called platforms? Or trader funding program? I mean, that's what you're talking about, right? And I'm assuming you're not talking about TikTok, right? Yeah, there is one called TikTok. Is it actually spelled T-I-K, T-I-K? Let's see, typing it out here. Okay. So you're confusing everyone because it's actually TikTok Trader. Please don't use something you don't know how to spell. How about that? Is that my best advice? Okay, if you can't spell it, don't use it. How about that? That's my best advice on the day. There you go. I do know that Jigsaw promotes it, and Jigsaw's a giant turd, so...
Lower bands touch him on the 38.
That's my best knowledge of that. I would go, I'm not doing anything that Jigsaw's going to tell me to do. I can't read it, don't eat it. That's a good way to read your labels on the back of the carton too, right? What is this monotriglutamate? I can't read that, don't eat it. Yeah. That's a good one, I like that. I don't have to use that one, Guardy. So normally in a situation like this, I would be looking for some kind of trap around this area, but it's a grinder. I think I'm going to quarter position, just let it, I'm going to let it roll. I'm going to try, this is going to be my attempt to just try to do what I'm not normally used to, because I know that we had the show of hand where the market has tipped its hand to go, probably going to be a nasty grinder. So it's just going to keep going. Don't try to form a trap. Vinny, just let it go. Let it go. Just let it go. There she goes.
Double delta him on the 1.
Then don't look for a trap right there, Vinny. Normally you're going to be maybe looking for a trap. Don't. Just let it go. Strong sell. He wants to grind and keep going. Let her go.
Double delta him on the 1.
Oh, double ready up. So you know my instincts there, but not on a day like today. It showed the grinder, so no rewinder. That's your reminder. When in a grind, do not rewind. Okay, so just to mark my spot right here, remind myself, there was my 8K right there in case I don't come back and do it there. There we go. That's my, it was 8100 on that white line there.
Lower bands touch him on the 38.
I'll take 30 ticks. All right. 83.25 back to 8K. Or a grind, do not rewind. Set of plays there. So just basically whatever this says, just play in that direction right now. If it goes green, just be very careful. Again, because it's not just like, oh, Vinny said it's going to go down all day. No, it is not. I'm saying whatever the MACV ultimate, it can do a nasty turn middle of the day, and it can literally then go green and just ride green forever. So I kind of want to catch it after a shift. Like here is the situation where it's kind of like the ideal. We went green, boom, we went to red right here. Be the greatest place on a grinder day to go right here. Now just hold reds. And it's going to go on the lower time frame. It just goes and goes and goes. Ride those a few times when we've gone to strong sell. Exit on maybe an opposing signal or a trap looking whatever. And then be careful though, because I am telling you right now, I have seen these days, you'll get a shift on it. You're like, okay, I'm riding the red. Then it turns the other way. This is why I'm saying, like, I don't like trading these days at all. I would rather just almost sit on the sidelines unless I can grab my bag on a shift pole type of thing. Like I just did right there, right? Like rather than think about a trap, it'll be a fake out. If it thinks it might be a trap, it can just go. Keep going and keep going and keep going on those grinders. And it will be slow. It will be a slow grind. Here's a question related to order of operations. All right. Should your eyes be making the rounds, giving charts equal time? Oh, no. Hell no. Like instantly, I could just stop you right there and go, no. Definitely not equal time. Or should be devoted to high time frame. You get stuck staring at... Oh, let me make this bigger. That's where this used to let me make that bigger. Okay. This is a good question and time to get you straight. Okay. You definitely should not be making... Okay, so if you're making rounds equal time, definitely not equal time. No, in fact, you should... look around. Let me zoom back out here and kind of walk through, like, what does this look like? Like, what does my eye movement look like? That's a good question.
Fib.em on the 8th.
All right, so the reason that I like to do the whole... wave is down now, so... First, I like to kind of save my answers right here. So, let's talk about what I mean by save your answers. So the whole tide wave visualizer, the concept behind this up here is to literally save your answers. Go get your answers. Number one, go get your answers off of the tide. You want to know, what does the tide say? You want to get a read on the wave. And then save it. Don't come back and you have to think about it again. Right? I just want to be able to look up there if I keep up to date with that. So the question is how often do I come back and look at the high time frames? So let's talk through that. It can vary depending on how fast the market is, of course. But I want to go back to the video called Stalk Your Trades. Go into our room and type !stalk. Sorry, my voice is just totally shot. Okay, watch this video on stalking your trades. Okay. You should not be reacting. Okay, we want to execute quickly after we've already decided. Okay, once it is decided higher time frame, got my idea, hold my finger over the button, and then I'll be reacting on the lower time frame. But my eyes most of the time are definitely here. So I'm looking at my lower time frame for my entries. I want to see some entry point setups. But now I'm like, okay, well, I don't have anything right now. I don't have anything any close right now. I'm coming up on king timing, so right now I might be looking, but I want to know What's my current direction? Have I already decided on the higher time frame? So my eyeballs are mostly here. I'd say so here. I'd say 90% of the time. Maybe how about we do 85% of the time? So I'm looking here, but that's after I've already made my decision here. I start here. So what's step number one? I want to fill this in. I almost think of this like a form. I wanted to make a decision on what is the tide in the wave telling me. So that's my first question is, what's the tide in the wave doing? Answer that question before I look here. So first thing, I'm looking at higher time frames going, okay, what's the setup up here? Wow, we're sticking way up here on the day. That was my first thing I saw this morning. Way, 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 way up. Riding up the Bollinger Band on the highest time frame. Come down here to the wave. What we're currently doing, well, we just had this juicy ready up on the right hand side here. So we might have that continued area where we might have a reversal for ready up. So what was the last ready up we saw? Way back here. Gonna be rare on this time frame. Actually, I think this might be wrong. Can somebody give me this week? What is the wave chart set up for the Dow? I did not change that this morning from last week, Monday, and I should have. Mo said, pay attention to the audio alerts. Let's definitely talk about that as well. Like, you can listen in on the audio box, I guess. There might be a way for us to quantify that in the future. Maybe show a visual underneath this, like what the stack is currently, but those can shift quickly, so you have to be careful of that. It doesn't feel like it on a day like today, because today's a grinder. I mean, look at the market. Like, it's just been like, and we have short memories. Okay, we all have short memories. In fact, if you started rethinking your whole thing right back here on November 19th, and think about that. It's the 19th through the 25th right now. That's 6 days. And then even right before that, look how the market grinded down all the way down here. So right now, you're currently thinking, wow, maybe you think you're either the best trader in the world or you think you're the worst trader in the world because you're like, wow, this doesn't work. Because for the last 2 weeks, the market has been doing a weird thing. All the way back to even to the 12th. It's just been grinding down on the high time frame, grinding, and then pulls a gotcha, and you're thinking, okay, we could continue. Nope. Ends up making a big shift turn, and we go up and up and up and up and up and up. If you look at the high time frame, I mean, you're kind of borked. Okay, I don't know how you predict. I don't try to predict the higher time frame stuff at all. I just want to go, what's the current play right now? What's the current play? Okay, potential green dot. Okay, cool. Now, look down at the lower time frame, see if I can find something correlated with that. You should rewind and play that sentence I just said repetitively. Go up here, see something on the higher time frame, find something on the lower time frame that correlates with it, take the shot down here. You could even take multiple shots down here. That way your risk is here, not here. You do not want to be playing risk off of your higher time frame. Too big, in my opinion. It's up to you how you do it, but you're asking me how I do it. When you guys say, hey, should we do this? Dude, I'm not telling you what to do at all. I can't give financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. You're asking me, what would I do? What do I do? I'm giving my personal advice to my younger version of myself out here with you guys. That's it. So as far as equal time, absolutely not equal time amongst all. I'm looking for a place set up either here or here or here. That's it. I'm looking in 3 places. Then I'm looking for a correlated setup and a play down here, where the majority of my time, yes, I am looking here most of the time. I want to take some plays down here. And again, I'm just trying to grab bags. Okay, if you're trying to grab more than a bag, if you're trying to grab a Santa bag or whatever, maybe I should just say I'm trying to grab a gift. Okay, because a bag does imply that you're grabbing a lot, but you know what I'm saying.
Delta RTY on the 4.
I'll try to grab small bags. And then when I see opportunities where a big one could be, you'll notice me, I can kind of do both. Okay, I'm a both player. I run around with my sniper rifle and my P20. Okay, P90, sorry. Okay, now normally I would want to take a reverse off of this. I got a double ready up here. I want to take a reverse, but because this grinder day just ruins my party. Okay, so I would expect that, nope, probably going to keep grinding.
Double delta E.
And I'm not good at it. But I'm going to try to get there. Triple ready up. I would normally want a reversal here, right? We know that. Now, it might do a little reversal. I might be able to grab a small bag here, but the big picture play, I don't want to get caught off sides on a situation where this could pivot. Okay, we could. We're also middle of the day. This would be a great time for it to pivot right here. It's middle of the day. It's 11:50 now, coming into 10 minutes from noon. So this could be that pivot point. All I know is on a grinder day like this, speed is going to be garbage, and you're going to sit here and the normal trap stuff that you're going to look for tends to not work. Just ends up grinding and keep grinding and keep grinding and keep grinding, and then it'll stop and turn slowly, and then grind and grind and grind and grind back that other way on a day like today. Okay, I don't like it. I don't like those. Oh, it's 26. Oh, let's look at that. We might have some more plays here. 26R, because that's smaller. So this is 38. You're going to get used to this too. Like the bigger this number is, the less plays. We've gone to 26. That's exciting for me. Because I like more plays. No, like you may like less. I don't know. Up to you how you view things. For me, I would rather have more plays than less. Oh, that's juicy. Now you get a triple ready up here. Okay, so we could have a big down move, can't we? We may have a potential big grinder down. Even more so now that I see. This is why it's important to be on the optimized range, folks. I did not set that this morning. I'm going to save my workspace, so I'll be ready for the next session because I did not do that this morning. On Monday, you need to do that. So, how much time do I spend on the charts? Most of it here. Okay, 85% of the time, as I said earlier. Now, let's talk about the others. So 85 here. Over here, this is going to eat up a good, I'd probably give this 25% of the time. Okay, because I do want to know, mainly because of this filter right here. It might even be more than that. It might be 30. Where I'm looking right here, I really want to know, am I inside or am I outside that grinder? Am I at the flat line or not? I want to be looking at this a lot. Kind of glancing over between these two a lot. Okay. This one up here might be my least looked at chart.
Touching on the 26.
It is another entry point. It is a big picture play. I'm looking for a bigger play off of this one. But it has more risk. Okay. The risk is increased on this one. So it depends on the circumstance and the situation, whether I'm interested in playing off of that or not, but I need to acknowledge when this occurs. When I do think there's maybe a big pivot coming or a major level, then I can look here for a bigger play. But in general, like this is the least used chart. It's kind of up there off in the top left. Kind of don't look at it too much. That's the thing. Up here, I put the things that I look at the least in my top left and the bottom and the top right and the top left corners. Stuff that I don't look at much, stick it up here. Okay, stuff I look at the most. So for me in a live stream, I've got my buttons center right here on my screens. It's pretty, it's not center. It's not perfectly centered. It's just off center to the left, just slightly. But this is my gamepad right here. This is my, while I'm playing a video game, this is my gamepad. The 8 buttons of glory. Plus, we got some more now. I use this one a lot. And this one a lot. I use naked, half, and double a lot. And just for fun, out of the bracket and stop, I use this one more. I'll add the stop. Bracket when I want to know, more for teaching and training. I'll show you guys like how far that's going to go. And sometimes for me, I'm like, okay, I want to get to 10K. I will do a bracket to measure out because it will tell me how much is going to make on a trade using our position details indicator. So it'll tell me how much money I'm going to make for that play. Put the bracket on, sometimes even briefly, just to know where it is, and then move it, adjust it, Okay, to get to 10K, I got to get it to right here. Okay. Well, do I think I could get it right there or not? And they're like, it's not going to get there. Or it is. I'm like, okay, yeah. And then make sure I close out at that spot type of thing, because I know it could pivot. All right, it gives me one chance to maybe pull that off, and then it doesn't, right? YM to 44, 580, you think? Yeah. That would be down there to those, oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. Oh, I forgot. I got you guys on the, you guys can see the full screen. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I see it. Gotta be careful this midday pivot. Right? Remember what I said earlier? Like, normally I do want to take that as a reversal. Hey, it looks like we got one this time. That's what I'm saying. Like, these days are hard on the grinder day. Today. Particularly today. So if you're coming in here, seeing this happen, like, this is not normal. What's happening right now, even in this huge all-time high grinder up, this is not normal. Okay, so if you're struggling right now, give yourself a pat on the back. It's okay. There's nothing wrong with struggling right now. This is difficult territory. The market gets much easier. 70% of the time, it's not like this. You're in this 30% of the time right now where, you know, all-time highs, there's no specific targets above you. They're just making a run because Joe Biden's been printing money. Now he's handing it all to Ukraine. Like, our dollar's going to turd. We just don't know it yet. And it's really sad what's coming, in my opinion. But I hope I'm wrong. But I know that the Bible's always right. So, rep up, rep up. Read the story of Joseph and prepare accordingly, in my opinion. 7 years of feast, 7 years of famine. That's my opinion. Okay. Cross one at the top. Very slow. Psychology module saying it's too slow. Walk away. Go do something else, Vinny. So as far as time around the charts, I glance here a lot on the 89. A lot of times for what? I'm like, when's that bar done? Like, I'll look right. I want to see, when is that bar complete? So I know with my little indicator right here, the top side's going to complete at 44,769. We'll get a new bar. And 44,646 on the bottom side if we complete out a big red bar. So I'll look right there if it's getting close to it, which we're not anywhere close right now, so I'm not even going to look right there. I don't care.
Lower bands touch EM on the 26.
So does that answer your question around those?
Discover the
Double delta RTY on the 4.
Yeah, I'd be I mean, my opinion, I'd be careful of Elon Musk. I'm a big fan of some of the cool stuff he's done. It's pretty neat. But man, he is a wolf in sheep's clothing, in my opinion. He is, in my opinion, part of the Great Deception, and will usher in
Double delta EM on the 1.
some pretty gnarly things that will seem good. Okay, so I'm looking for a bull trap to hold the grinder down. Nice job, Eddie. Throwing down 7K. Wow, you had a big one in there, bro. Throwing down 7K. Very nice. Had a big winner in there. Had a monster move up there. Had like almost a $5,000 play in there. Very nice, very nice. Alright, that's enough juice to
Double delta EM on the 1.
start in on that. There's the ready up. Went neutral. What I hope is not. This is midday, so this could be the pivot point where we just start to grind up. We go green, I got problems. You may just go and go and go. Remember what I said before is that you have that midday pivot, and then now it's the fake out to the short side, and we just continue to go and go and go and go. And it's the perfect time to do it at a midday pivot. Don't like that we shifted to neutral there. Okay, came up into that real fast. Hopefully racquetball play here. Didn't even fill me. Two. Okay, I'm just gonna take a little bit of a scalp on that and bail because we did go green. Tapped green, back to neutral. Gonna watch. Literally all my plays on a grinder day. I just want to go whatever color this is on a grinder. Whatever it says. Whatever it says. Currently neutral. Yeah, exactly, bro. I mean, you know what I'm screaming. Yeah, I mean, there are things tipping the hand that go, this is the Trojan horse. Yep, owning all the free speech platforms. Yep. Yep. I sadly believe it's the Trojan horse. Hey, Gardy, thanks for that coffee, my friend. You mean we didn't land on the light bulb? Awesome, Gardy. Have a great day, sir. Thank you for the coffee. I'm gonna grab one for sure. All right, let's see. Here's that double hump. Watch right here. All eyes on the MACV Ultimate. Currently landed in the flat. Oh, I need to check something on that. What is... Oh, I set to 10%. Okay, I wanted to set this to 5%. Oh, man. I was wondering why that's so wide. Okay, 5% for my flat line. Hopefully the system doesn't lock on me. I did not disconnect before I made this change, but I think the market is going slow enough where it won't pick up. There we go. Beautiful. Oh, and the bar, make sure it's set to 8. I'm on the YM, so I should be on 8. Yes, Algo bar 8 for the no fiddle zone. And I'm set to the 0. Zone. I don't know why we called it 0 zone. Should be called flat line, but cool. All right.
Double delta EM on the 1.
Waiting for a color right here.
Fib.em on the 8.
Okay, so we got that structural red dot there at the top of the Bollingers as well. Nice little push down. And we went red. Okay, so now we look for our continuation entry.
Fib.em on the 26.
There she goes. Need a sponge for knowledge. All the vids from 2500 challenge help a lot to hear the thinking behind the trades. Oh, love to hear it. Love to hear it. Yeah, and that was trickier too. It was definitely hard.
Double delta EM on
a small, tiny account. I said it in those videos that it is much more difficult to trade a small account than it is large. You do not trade with your back against the wall.
Speed of YM78.
Okay, so normally on a scenario like this, I want to take that pop up here, but I can't. We are a strong sell right here. We are on a grinder day. And
speed of
I have to
YM78.
expect that those just get blown through here. I think we go up just a little bit, just enough. Got a terrible entry on that. Slipped me all the way down to the worst spot there. Boo. Hopefully this doesn't turn into a trap in reverse. Expecting the grinder. Back into my green line there. Add to a full position.
Double delta EM on the 1. Double delta EM on the 4.
Oh, boo. What I don't like about it is time of day.
Double delta EM on
This
the
could
1.
be that. Could be that turn. We know that. Gonna be that grinder. Yeah, not my favorite type of day, folks. If you're trying to learn in on this type of day, this is a very specific type of day with this crazy grinding. Normally I'd be looking for traps, reversals, all that kind of fun stuff here. I'm just literally sticking to what I've had to, I want to say train myself to do, but I really have. And it has been a forced fire hose, shove it down your throat, got to do what you don't want to do thing. Because once the market has tipped its hand, it shows we show that alpha omega clustering on lower time frames on any one of the nerds turns into this grinder thing where the traps don't work, and it just ends up being that grinder, and we just keep going in the direction of whatever that MACV Ultimate says. And it doesn't stay all day. So that's the biggest thing. Please take away, that does not mean it's going to go that way all day. That has been the other thought. And I know I would be thinking, saying, oh, okay, so I could just stay on that side all day, right? No, it's not that. There can be these big pivots, and it could be happening right now. I'm literally concerned that it's happening right now while I'm trying to get in that position to try to push to that 10K target down below, that it could be this is the time of day for that big fat trap pivot, and now we grind all the way back up. But once we go up, it's the other good news is that we can catch that grinder on the way up. So I'm not concerned with not being able to catch that. It's whether or not right now is the right time to try to catch that. It's the midday pivot, which is what I talk about, beast mode hour. You'll have this, you can have this big pivot. The big pivots happen in that midday area. And if we're on one of those today, well, that would look where I currently am. We're right here at 12:20, so we got 10 minutes till 12:30 at the bottom of that hour. And I am definitely trading my P&L, trying to get to that 10K we talked about there this morning. That line is right down below us. Oh my goodness, is a double cross going to ruin the whole thing for me? Going to go any farther? Is it going to give me the 10K?
DCDMEM on the 1.
Oh boy, now it's a cluster reversal. My goodness. Fill my orders. Come on, bro. Thank you. 10,005, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. It's Curtis G on the mic. Let's hear it for Curtis. Let's give him a hand clap while he comes out here and sings for us. Let's go.
This baby, I know it's been crazy. You don't see me, it's exhausting. City to city, cause I'm shiny, boys is popping. You keep making plans, babe, I'm sorry, I keep flopping.
Oh man, I don't know about you, but I could use that coffee right about now. It has been a long morning on a Monday, 12:22. We've been rocking it out here for 2 hours and 55 minutes. Thank you for hanging out with us. 10K. It's a beautiful day. I think we covered a lot of topics there. I'll hang here for another 5 minutes or so. If you guys got any questions, pop them there in the chat. They're having people asking about the Black Friday offer. Okay, let me just be straight up here. Let's pause this whole music here for just a second, for real. You guys may think this is a marketing play, and I'm going to tell you it will never be this price again, ever. Ever of evers, right now, for the community, for those of you guys who are going out and you guys become affiliates, whatnot. We've launched the affiliate program. We are doing what we have never done before, 1776 for all included. Are you kidding me? If you use code Black Friday, or if you use one of your friends' codes, if you guys want to come over there, use your friend's code, you can get hooked up. 1776 for everything all included. It's insane. If you're thinking, oh well, it'll come again, it will never be that again. Do not come and ask me for it again. It is that it. In fact, I can't wait for this to come off on Friday. Like, I cannot wait to literally, I have told Curtis, dude, we are switching that price immediately on Friday. It is insane. It's almost an insult to me to have our product, the ALGOBOX Beast of a Boss with Enigma, with full auto and all that included for 1776 is insane. Insane. Anyhow, with all that being said, it will never be that again, so don't come and cry to me about it later. Oh, well, I heard it. No, it's never going to be there again. Let's see. So make sure you guys get in on that before Friday. That is the answer to that question people have been asking. And no, it will not be that price at Christmas. Well, you'll extend it to Christmas. No, I won't. No, I won't. It is not going to be there. $34.99 at Christmas. You can definitely have it for $34.99 at Christmas. Still a fantastic offer, which is what we normally do here at Black Friday. And that will be what the Christmas offer is. If you like it, fantastic. If you don't, okay, cool. Yeah, that's all we had to say about that. Any other questions? Again, I'll hang out here for another 5 minutes there on the chat here. And let's go down to bottom left here. Where's my Lindo? There we go.
Lower impact news on German Uber President Nagel speaks.
Yeah, and the thing is about that, I mean, there is a, look, it takes money to make money in here with us. Like, to run everything that we got going, we do have, there is a maintenance on that as well. You don't pay it your first year. It's $500 a year afterwards. Every other place does it. Jigsaw does it. You can either do $500 a year or $50 a month for that maintenance, but going forward, those will include a maintenance, but you don't have to pay that for your first year, so you don't pay that till the end of your first year. So if you see that in the fine print, you're wondering what that is. People have asked about that. Hey, what's the maintenance? Very simple. At the end of your first year, again, your first year, you do not pay any maintenance. At the end of that year, it is $500 a year maintenance going forward forever. $500 to have everything we do here, all upgrades, all of our updates, all of our support from our tech support staff, all of our live streaming, all the licensing server support, all that, $500 a year. Pretty cool. But yeah, those of you guys who bought lifetime and you paid for it, there's no maintenance for those of you guys who got that in the past. No maintenance for you guys. We have not had maintenance, but we are adding that into the future. dropping the initial price for people, because again, right now I think that inflation has really hurt people. I really think that the inflation is insane. There are people getting laid off left and right as well, and you know, if again, trading is difficult as it is, but if this is what you want to do, you know, I personally feel like there is no better way to trade than using ALGOBOX. That's my personal opinion on that. Obviously, and obviously I'm biased, but I've looked around. I have looked around at the other garbage. And if they had better ideas than me and had a better system, bro, I would just go get on it, because I would want the best system. I really want to just make the most amount of money in the least amount of time. So yeah, this continues to grind down. It's just, again, for the teaching training section of this, like all those, you know, trap opportunities that would normally be, you know, a great trade opportunity scenario, like this one back here, like, okay, yeah, and that moved up. That was good. That triple ready up, sure, it moved up, and it went up. Let's see how many ticks. That went 77 ticks to the upside. You know, and then we moved down, Okay, we got a double ready up right here, right? Move down, and then, okay, potential, right? Potential, ready up reversal. Another one right here. Remember I said this? This is where we started our position. Normally, I would take an alpha. It's a super AO, right? You guys have seen me take 2 others earlier today. But not after I saw that clustering, right? After I saw the clustering this morning that was handed over by the RTY, and someone else showed in the room the NQ screenshot. That tells me grinder. So all the cool plays that I usually take, I have just seen them just get, not really, I can't say annihilated, because it goes so slow. It doesn't feel like annihilation. It feels like a slow death on any normal trap that I would normally take. Once that has shown its hand, it's like, yeah, they're going to push it now. And sure enough, look at this. Just continue and continue and continue and continue. So I was able to grab my 10K bag. Pretty cool. Does anybody have any questions on that alpha mega clustering? I know it's semi-new concept, but I've been talking about it for a month and a half, 2 months now, but mostly out here in the live streams.
On the 26th.
And hopefully we can capture some of these to put into our training and documentation section. But you got to see it live, in my opinion. You gotta see it to understand it truly. If you're out here in the live streams, though, you know, you can experience it at the same time, so you can gain that experience pretty quickly. All right. Let's see, any other questions? Or the cast, awesome. It really is. So let's solve the question of the final debate on turkey or brisket for Thanksgiving. Come on, help me out. Turkey or brisket for Thanksgiving, and tell me why. And we should say, and if it's turkey, please tell me if you have, like, what's a good turkey. Okay, I'll give you my opinion. Like, turkey is so dry. It's very dry. I'd rather have a brisket, to be honest. Okay, but I also want tradition. So it's like, I want the turkey. But why is the turkey, what is the deal? Like, I don't know the secret. I've watched all these videos. We've done all the injection stuff. It just does not. It needs something. Both. There we go. See, missile. Now, bro. Yeah, now we're talking. Both. Exactly. It really is dry, you know what I mean? You've been looking for AO clustering. It's a part of your routine now. Fantastic. And I want to, while we're talking about this debate on turkey, with the looking for those AO clusterings, please remember the rules. I'm going to go over them real quick here while you guys are telling me what we should do for a turkey and how to prep it. I really do want to try one of those, what is it, not boiled, but fried turkey. I've not done a, whatever that is. Is that awesome, where you drop it in the vat of oil or whatever? I've just seen them explode and all that kind of craziness where they're frozen, blah, 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 that whole thing. But I have a feeling those would probably be better. But, yeah. Okay, so AO clustering. This is the please make sure you understand what I'm saying. I'll put this in red. Algo bar.
1 through 4. I want to say only here, but there's not enough room. Okay. 1 through 4 only. And the filter. Minimum. Now this is where people may not know what this is, so ask your questions if you don't know what I'm saying here. If you do, fantastic. Love that you know it. Okay. 10 is the setting. This is a setting. And it is the low setting. Okay. Screenshot this or whatever. Draw it up on your own because it's my ugly blackboard. Make it prettier. Okay. Algo bar 1 through 4. So you see the clustering show up where it's clustering AOs all over the place. Okay. That AO clustering, it's just boom, 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 boom all over the charts on the Algo bar 4s. But it only counts if you're set to 10. I've seen some people who had it like they had it set to 5. And it was like a 6 or a 7. And they're like, oh, I see a bunch of AO clustering. No. That's not enough to go. Remember, this is something that's saying this is going to detect the entire day's movement or an entire half days or the next 4 hours of movement type of thing. So these are the settings. I'm going to go show the settings for my AOs right now. Right click, go to your indicators. Check your full master alpha omega. Right here. So click on your full master alpha omega. Okay, full master alpha omega. The low strength threshold. The low one, 10. I don't care about your high one. If you want your high one set to something else, that just changes the color. So I want it to show me pink or blue when it goes over 18. You might want to set that to 15.5 possibly on the high. Don't care. Okay, this one, don't really care. What matters is make sure it's at 10. Okay, you see, this should be your normal settings, just FYI. Like 10, in my opinion, on the lower time frames, 10 is when I want to see an alpha omega. Now, some people like, hey, I like to see it a little bit more because if you're an AO player, there are some people that are just like, dude, they play the AOs, okay? You want to reduce this, that's fine. Maybe set a secondary alpha omega to change the colors. You know, you can play with the colors and get tricky with this. You can get as clever as you want with it, but if you're going to call out alpha omega clustering, make sure you got it on the chart where it's clustering and the setting is 10, please. Okay. Tell your friends, right? Be like, check them. So I don't always have to ask. You guys check each other because I'm telling you, this will help everybody. If you see AO clustering, because like for me, I'm not always looking at that deal when it showed up this morning. I happen to have an RTY chart over here. Okay. I don't want to be the one calling this out, guys. There's your AO clustering. What does it look like? It's when your entire chart just looks like it's completely covered in this crap. Okay. This is when it's like, wait a minute. You see that? Again, to me, that is a giant indication that, okay, it's going to be a grinder. And it does not give you direction. It just says, get on the side of the ultimate. Whatever the ultimate is, and you just ride that sucker. Remember I told you the best play is to wait till it gets on one side and it shifts colors? This was the best play to hold, wasn't it? Right here. Does everybody understand that? If you don't understand it, ask the question, okay? Because these don't happen that often. But when it does, these are the days to avoid, okay? Because you can either hit big days like I did, or it's a big-ass blowout. Okay? The only reason I could hit that today is because I knew. Thanks to that clustering that showed up on the RTY. I could see it.
If I hadn't seen it, forget it. Okay. But that's what you want to see. You see it and go, oh man, okay, it's going to suck. Or embrace the suck. Okay. Embrace the suck and just play against your instincts of traps, particularly. Okay. And then boom, there's my 10K. I was literally able to call the number. Okay, right there. 10K. By the way, did y'all know how I estimated that 10K? Right, because I'm like, I don't know if I was at 16 contracts. So how am I gonna do the math on that? I can't do multiplication by 16s in my head, folks. Okay, maybe you can, anyhow. So what I like to do is I come up here. Here's my little trick. I press the bracket button. Okay, boom, it'll pop me a bracket, and I have one of the indicators called position details turned on. So if you don't have this turned on, you can turn it on if you would like. Not to be confused with position manager. It's not the position manager. Those are buttons. But position details is eeny, meeny, miny right here. You have position details turned on. Then it gives you tick information, dollar information. It will show you every ATM, every stop and target. It will show you the risk value associated with that. Let me switch over to Sim here and I'll show you guys that. So let's see if we're grinding, right? So I'm just going to go short. Okay, so I'm short 20. Let's do something that you can't do math on. 24. Okay, I can't do multiplications by 24, but I want to know how much it is. I'm going to press bracket. I'm going to put a stop and a target there. So now next to it, it tells how many ticks it is. So at 35 ticks, it'll be, the risk is 42.85. And for 24 tick target right there, it's 2,915. So I can do that math. Go, okay, so if I was at 8,300 earlier, I needed 1,700 bucks. That was my last trade. And to get to 1,700, I just basically put the bracket on. And I just, sometimes when I don't know what it is, I'm like, okay, let's move it up. If I want 1,700, I just move this until it says 1,700, right? Okay, there. What's that going to be? That's 1835. Close enough for horseshoes and hand grenades. Cool. All right, so then, and then I like to remove the bracket because it ends up being, I feel like it's an attractive point. So I'll go press F6. I draw a line there. Pulls out my bracket, and now I know when it hits right there that I've got my whatever it is. In this case, it's going to be 1,1800 if that goes and drops out there. Make sense? Little pro tip on that action. Before my trolls come back in here and are like, oh, it's on Sim. Back to my live account here and pulls out our Sim. We only made $290. He's searching his accounts and trying to teach you. It's Mentorship Monday. Get over it. All right. So pro tip. So now you guys give me your tips on, oh, Cajun deep fried. How do you do that? That sounds awesome. Cajun deep fried, so moist. Skin is crispy. My make brisket. Cajun fried turkey. Batch cooked roasted turkey. Oh yeah. Oh. Like batch cook it? Plenty of leftovers. Okay, so I need to look into Cajun fried turkey. Is that what you're saying? But the cat is enjoying it. What? Funny. Okay, so yeah, I told the wife let's do turkey and brisket, but yeah, maybe in the brisket a little bit more. I don't know. But I'd like, it's like I want to like the turkey. You know what I'm saying? Do you guys have that? It's like I want to like it. But it's just so dry and like, it's hurting me, bro. It's hurting me. Like if I'm going to waste some calories, you know what I mean? It better taste good. You know what I'm saying? Good times. All right. So it is Turkey Day coming up here. 10K on the day. Nice way to sign things off there. And yeah, don't forget, it is Black Friday, and I'm telling you right now, like if you're telling your friends, you're like, well, I'll wait till he gives it again, and maybe I'll do the 2-week free trial. Listen, it's not going to be that price again, I promise you. Don't forget also, we're not one of those places where it's like try and then you're stuck with it. If you don't like it, you got buyer's remorse, you come back, you got 14 days after. So first of all, you got a free 14-day trial, and then if you buy and you don't like it, you don't want it, you want to return it, whatever, you got 14 days to come back and say, hey Vinny, no, not for me. Cool. All I ask is that you don't come back. Okay, I'll get you a refund, no problem. Thanks for hanging out. For me, Pippi, Robbie, Lunchbot, Mod Squad, Curtis G, and Eddie B, I am sending out that big H-Town. Happy Thanksgiving. See ya. Art team, show them how it's done.
The old adage where, you know, the individual investor doesn't have a chance because the institutional investor has better technology, better information, and, you know, more money and better opportunity, I don't think it's real anymore. I think the edge is on the individual investor because they're small, they're nimble, they can trade, they can use, they have better front-end technology.
Don't waste your time. Leave the technical analysis to us. You just play the game.
DCDMeme on the one.
Forex is littered with crooks, black hat guys, all this kind of shifty characters and companies trying to extract money from your pocket and stick it into theirs. And one of the things that they do is operate
Double
these
delta
forex.
eme on the one.
Delta 5 loading. Long. Look for a long. Harmonic pattern. Pick up. NASDAQ on freeze. Order filled. Target filled.
Audio Jungle.